Michael looks around the platform while he waits for his train. He always likes watching people at train stations and airports. He loves wondering what kind of journey they are on. He notices a woman standing a few feet away, her back turned toward him as she checks the train schedule on the board hanging above her. He moves to the side a few feet to try to get a better look at her without being too obvious and creepy. She's cute, he thinks. He can't see her very well, but he can tell she has shoulder-length brown hair and freckles. There is one more train coming before the one he needs to take. Michael hopes she doesn't get on it. He hopes she waits for the next train, so they can ride together. That way, he can sit by her and strike up a conversation. He can tell her his story. He recently took a break from college to pursue a music career and is traveling to meet a friend who might be able to get him a record deal. Michael thinks it will be a good way to flirt with her and get to know her better. Suddenly, the next train arrives and Michael is relieved to see the woman doesn't move. As people get on and off the train, a tall man in dark coat steps between Michael and the woman. Michael tries to crane his neck to see around the man, but then he notices something odd. The man bends over behind the woman and grabs her suitcase, then walks right onto the train. "Hey!" Michael shouts, but the man has already disappeared into the crowd on the train. People look at him like he's crazy for shouting, but he doesn't care. He can't just watch a person steal someone else's luggage. He runs up to the woman and taps her shoulder. She spins around, looking confused and scared. Despite the fear on her face, Michael can tell he was right. She is beautiful. She has deep blue eyes and a perfect button nose. He has to blink to clear his head and remind himself he's not there to flirt. "Sorry I scared you," he says quickly. "I just saw someone steal your luggage and run onto the train." "What?" she asks, looking down to see her suitcase is gone. An alarm sounds, indicating that the train is about to leave. Michael looks at the woman, then the train, then back to the woman. "Come on," he says, holding out his hand. "We'll get it back." She looks at his hand for a second. The alarm beeps louder. The train is going to leave any moment. Finally, she grabs it, and he runs toward the train, pulling her behind him. They jump through the door right as it's closing. Michael exhales deeply. "That was close," he says. The woman nods. "So what are we going to do now?" The train starts moving and a voice announces that they are heading toward a city far away from where Michael and the woman need to go. "We're going to find the guy and get your luggage back. I'm Michael, by the way." "Ellen." Michael likes that name. Ellen. It's a sweet kind of name. It fits her well. The two of them walk along the aisle of the train, Michael examining each person and Ellen searching the luggage racks for her missing suitcase. When they get to the end of the train car, Ellen whispers, "Did you see him?" "No," Michael says, his voice frustrated. "He must have moved to a different car." Though, honestly, Michael isn't really sure if this is true. He didn't get a very good look at the guy, so he doesn't even know if he saw him or not. Michael slides the door open and the two of them step into the next car. They are so busy searching for the thief that they don't notice the conductor at the other end, checking tickets. They walk down the aisle, Michael examining people even harder this time, trying to remember what the guy looked like. Michael is so busy staring at passengers that he walks right into the conductor's chest, and Ellen is so busy staring at the luggage racks that she walks into Michael's back. "Hey there," the conductor says as they bounce off each other. "You two need to watch where you're going. And I need to see your tickets." Michael reaches into his pocket and grabs his ticket, but stops. The ticket is for a completely different train. A train he's missed by now. It wouldn't do any good to show him that. Michael thinks about lying but then decides to just be honest. "We don't have them." "Sorry, it's just that someone stole her suitcase from the platform." He turns and nods at Ellen. "And got on this train, so we came looking for him. Then the train pulled away." The conductor listens to their story, but Michael knows he's already made up his mind. "That's certainly a creative story," the conductor says. "But I can't let you ride without a ticket." "But we have tickets," Ellen says, holding hers up. "They're just for a different train. The train we were supposed to take." The brakes hiss as the train pulls into the next station. "I can't let you ride without a ticket," the conductor repeats. "You two need to get off the train." The conductor listens to their story, but Michael knows he's already made up his mind. "That's certainly a creative story," the conductor says. "But I can't let you ride without a ticket." "But we have tickets," Ellen says, holding hers up. "They're just for a different train. The train we were supposed to take." The brakes hiss as the train pulls into the next station. "I can't let you ride without a ticket," the conductor repeats. "You two need to get off the train." Michael feels awful as he steps out of the train. He looks around at the unfamiliar buildings surrounding the station. They're in some city about 20 miles north of where he's from. Despite how close it is, he's never been there. "Sorry," Michael says, as the train pulls away. "For what?" Ellen asks. "I ruined your trip. You were going somewhere and I just led you on a wild chase and we didn't even get your suitcase back." "You didn't ruin it." Ellen smiles at him. Michael notices she has dimples on her cheeks when she smiles. "That jerk who stole my luggage ruined it. You just tried to save it. But you lost your suitcase." "It's all right. It was just some old clothes I hardly even wear anymore. I was going to leave them at home and bring some better outfits I left at my parents' house back with me. I feel bad for making you chase someone when my luggage wasn't even that important. I would have done it anyway. I hate thieves. I don't care if they're stealing trash, it's still wrong." Ellen laughs. "Wow, what a gentleman. Can I please pay you back somehow for making you chase my worthless clothes?" Michael's stomach grumbles. He was planning on buying a snack on the train, so by now he is starving. "Well, I could use some food." If you join me, we can call it even. That sounds nice. The two of them walk off the platform, out of the station, and find themselves on a busy street, full of shops and people. Have you ever been here? Michael asks. No, Ellen replies. Me neither. Well, this place looks good, he says, stopping in front of a small diner. Works for me, Ellen says. They get a table and place their orders. As they wait for their food, Michael asks, So, where were you going? To visit my parents, Ellen explains. Oh, that's nice. Do you see them a lot? She suddenly looks sad and Michael regrets asking the question. Not as much as I'd like to. My internship doesn't pay much, so it took a long time to be able to save up enough for the train ticket. Michael feels even worse about her missing the train now. After that, the conversation shifts to Michael. He explains about his friend and the record deal, and Ellen is interested, just like he thought she would be. They spend hours sitting there, talking long after they finish their food. Michael looks out the window and notices, to his surprise, that the sun is starting to set. I didn't realize it was so late, he says. I guess we should probably head back. He and Ellen walked back to the train station. They stop at the ticket counter and buy 2 tickets back home. Michael hands the cashier cash to pay for both tickets, but Ellen says, You don't have to do that. Too late, Michael says. It's already done. Thank you, Ellen says. They walk up to the platform, and as they get there, Michael stretches his fingers out and hooks them around Ellen's hand. He smiles as she squeezes his hand. It feels so natural, like something they have always done. They stare out at the buildings painted in the golden yellow light of the setting sun. Ellen leans against Michael. What a perfect day, he thinks as their train arrives. They step inside and find 2 seats next to each other, and wait as the train takes them into their awaiting future.